Hello and welcome back. This is probably one of the busiest period of the year for board gaming because GenCon is approaching. If you know what GenCon is the biggest board game convention in North America. And most of the publishers decided to release their newest games and the hottest game during this week. So as every year, I go through Board Game Geek and search what kind of games have been announced and they're going to be released in GenCon. This is what this video is going to be about my most anticipated games for GenCon 2026. Caveat. First of all, today is July 9th. So I'm going to use Board Game Geek list and I'm going to take a look at the games that you can actually purchase. There are lots of demo games. There are Kickstarter that are going to be released or games that are going to be released later this year. I'm not going to look at those. I'm going to look at the games that you can actually purchase. Obviously, the caveat is things can change. The game is not ready. There's shipment problems. Things that get announced are announced incorrectly. Also, new games may add to the list and I'm more excited about it. I'm not be able to talk about it today. And finally, I'm going to talk about games that I haven't played or heard about too much with only one exception. And if you're heading to GenCon, definitely check out Viking Games. They have released this year two amazing two-player only games. This is one of them. It's always here at the table. The other box you don't see here because at the office where I really like to play with one colleague. And this is Azure and Moitur. I'm going to put here the box over here. These are incredible games and definitely they will be on this list if I haven't played them. But I did, so they're not going to be in the list. And then without further ado, let's get started. I'm not going to number them. They are really in not a specific order. Just I open here my windows and just I'm going to talk about based on that. The first game I'm going to talk about is Gold Country. I'm really excited about this one. Why? Two things. One, Rainer Knizia. This is a fantastic design. I really like the games because they bring you some very interesting decisions with very little rules overhead. And the second reason, Viking Games. They made this game here. They made Ego, another game with Rainer Knizia together, Orbit with Rainer Knizia. They have very good collaboration with Rainer Knizia. They work on the old game. They make it feel modern and interesting. And this screams like this. It's a remake of a game called Spectaculum. I haven't played that game, so that's also a reason why it's on this list. I'm very curious about it. I like the theme, and you have this Old West theme. It's an auction economic game, a kind of a stock market, which I like, but I like if it's done in a very simple way. I don't want to be too complicated where you actually need a degree to do well. And so this is what it seems. I like the component. I like the art. Look at this. This Sobel is a fantastic artist. And so I really look the slick design. So everything about this game, it looks something that I can play with anyone. And I feel like it's going to be a big hit at the table. And this is Gold Country. Then we have Mythologies. So Mythologies, I was very fascinated by the look of this game. Look at this. They have this interesting cards you can see here, these pawns. So the look really, really attracted me. And then I read a little bit more. So Super Meeple is a French company. They release very good quality games. It says that you're creating a sanctuary for this mythology or mythological figures and kind of an ancient civilization towards these gods of some sort. But what I really say it's a Civ game, that's fine. But what I look at here is 20 to 40 minutes. And I'm very fascinated about a civilization game that is that quick. I'm curious. This is the most anticipated game because I'm excited about it. I don't know anything about this. But the looks very abstract. You see that you have a couple of cards. You have tokens that you're going to place on top and activate powers. And probably you're going to do an maybe simultaneous or semi-simultaneous that allow the short of time. So I'm very excited about this and see how it plays. And this is Mythologies. Then we have Drillers. In the last years, I think 3-4 years, I have slept on the CGE. I mean, I know CGE makes good games. I really like it. And I'm also of the big games, Lost Ruin of Arnak and SETI recently. I saw the review, and for whatever reason, yes, I was interested, but not so much to stick them. And eventually, I got to try Lost Ruin of Arnak. I got to try SETI. These are fantastic Euro games. Very, very good, solid Euro games. And I feel sad with myself that I played it so late compared to other people. And so now that I see CGE, which does every year release a new game on GenCon, they're releasing this game here, Drillers, and I'm super pumped about it. For the one, for the track record, two, for the theme. You have the science fiction, you have some sort of exploration, which is done mostly with these cars. You have this tableau building, and you see the upgrades of the car, the combos that you can create. Super excited. Here, I don't know why already people rated relatively low. 7.3, you think is a good rating when the game has been long for several years. I don't know why it's so low or so early. It says best at 2. That is not really too exciting for me, especially if the game lasts 120 minutes. We'll see. There might be something going on. There are many 8. There are some 4s. I don't know why they're generally uninteresting turns. Tech buildings. I don't know why honestly the rating is so low. But there are some people that hate from the get-go. They haven't even tried the game. So I don't want to be influenced by those people. So I'm really excited about Drillers. And then on the other hand, I'm very excited about this little game from publisher Albi. I don't know much about it, but have they done it? Albi seems like they publish. It's a Czech Republic. Okay, so it's a publisher in Czech Republic. So they usually take other titles and bring it into the Czech market. But now they're coming up with their own game, or one of the other own games. I see Karak is also from them, and this is definitely a very cute look. And I see already the rating is very high for a game that hasn't been released. I like the time length, 30 minutes, quite light, not too heavy, but I really like this theme. So you have placing tiles. It seems like a competitive game. You're placing tiles, and by doing that, you want to rescue animals. So you have this creature here, you create a path and you need to escape them. And I suppose in the way they escape or how quickly they escape, you're going to score points. So very cute theme. It plays very quickly and it looks great. So I think it's going to be a very good family game, and I look forward to trying it out. And then definitely probably one of the most anticipated games for many other people, I suspect, is going to be Entropy. Board Game Dice always release heavy Euro games, and that they're really, really good. Honestly, I bounce off a little bit from their games. I really like Simone Luciani, here one of the designers. I found some of their games can be a little bit punishing. They may give you some red herrings that you try to follow, but it's actually, you should focus on something else. And so if the game actually give you some mechanics that you can follow, but that you should ignore and should focus something else, why there in the first place? Seems like you want to mock the player. So I didn't really enjoy, but this seems that it's a little bit lighter, but still a lot of things that are going on. It's a Euro game, but it's a race to achieve a determined number of goals, and after that you end the game. So this is a very cool mechanic that I enjoy. I like this kind of sci-fi physics theme. Already the name is very fascinating, and so because it claims to be a little bit lighter than the T games and more approachable, I'm very curious about this. I really like Simone Luciani as a designer. Despite all those little things, just the design is very neat. Like the art. So I look forward to see this game, and this is Entropy. Then we go to RS. RS Games is releasing Viking Route. Viking Route is a cooperative dice manipulation exploration game. So these are very cool components. You have this boat with your minis. You have this very cool minis and the Vikings. And you can have, I guess, the standees. You are exploring this sea. There's a very cool, interesting magnetic compass. There's actually a compass, a magnetic compass that you need to deal with. So that's very interesting. I always a big fan of magnets in games. And on top of that, you have the cooperation and the dice manipulation. You see here, the each per character is unique and asymmetrical, but at the same time, it doesn't seem to be too complicated. You see here it says the way is about two, so it should be very approachable. That's what I want in a cooperative game. Cooperation is the spirit, is try to solve the puzzle together without feel crushed by the game. So I think this is going to be a very good game. I've seen it, some people talking about in previous convention happening in Europe and was very well received. So look forward to see this game, Viking Route. Then we have a game from Matagot. This is Kano. Kano is a timeline placement game with a Japanese theme. The theme is to you are this artist to paint this Kano piece of art. From the sound, it seems very straightforward. Like you have a tile placement game, and then you need to fulfill contract. So I'm more fascinated about the theme than the actual mechanisms. It seems very straightforward, but because of the look, because of the publisher, I hope this is going to be a nice family introductory game with interesting decision. The difficulty is going to be the tile placement game, the collection or the satisfaction of the recipe fulfillment. And then there's also the emperor that you need to deal with. So it seems quite interesting, and I want to see what it brings to the table. Then we have this game. You see here, there's absolutely anything. I don't even know if it's going to be released for real or you can purchase it in GenCon. But this is in the list. You can actually buy it. I don't remember the price that is being said. Anyway, and what I like about this, definitely the cover is intriguing to me. It's a very cool cover. And once again, we have a great name, Ryan Canisian. This is not enough for me, obviously, because there are lots of bad games designed by Ryan Canisian. But what I read here is an adventure exploration game. The description is very, very slim. But these two things, exploration, adventure, Ryan Canizia, I wonder if this is something like the Quest for Eldorado with a little bit more heavier type of a game. Still nice and within 90 minutes. I like that. So I'm really more hopeful that is something that I know. Maybe it's not going to be like that, but that's the feeling that I received from this game. Trail to the Temple. Board Game Dice release another heavy Euro game, and this is Maestro. Definitely, this is a more interesting Maestro than in Entropy because of the pieces over here. Andrea Robbiani is a fantastic designer. And I like here the theme. You are in the Renascence in Italy, painting, and you need to essentially fulfill this recipe. So there is a lot of going on. And the theme seems very oozing out from this. And that's why I'm really dragging to this game more than Entropy. Here, if you have played lots of games, Euro games now, they more look the same or they more do the same thing. But so what a Eurogame needs to do is to bring at least a very cohesive theme. And Maestro seems to do that. One example is Darwin's Journey. That game is fantastic because of the theme is so well implemented with the Euro mechanics. And that's what my hope. I don't have a board game that I really love. I like play them, but I don't own them. I don't stick to them because of the complexity, because of some rough edges that I always find. I hope this is the game that I want to own, Maestro. Then we have Greylune. Greylune, not sure how to pronounce it. This is from Sorry We're French. I know this company, they make very good quality games. William Attia, this designer, Kylos, essentially in the House of Cats. So it's a very famous, Kylos, definitely a successful game. This is a fantasy medieval exploration game, which I found interesting. I really like the cover of this game. I don't know, again, you see, there's not much said there. And I like the time frame, 45 to 90 minutes. If a game in 90 minutes can give me an epic feel, I'm all for it. I like epic, big, grandiose games, but I like even more if you can compact in 90 minutes. Because this is always, most of the time, that's the time frame that I have for a game. So again, one of those games that the cover looks cool, the theme and the mechanics looks cool, and you add a very short time frame, then I'm there and I'm look forward to try it out. Greylune. And then we have a little game. This is called Friendly Fishing from Gamehead. This is honestly, I was attracted by the cover. Okay, so it's looks like a tile placement, kind of exploration kind of thing. It says you move the boat, you collect the tile, and then you set the next player up for a good turn. So what I feel like is gonna be some sort of moved around the board, collect, set, and you score points based on that. I see the designer Bruno Faidutic and Alex Randolph, so I expect some chaos, which I'm fine with that. Time frame is 20 to 30 minutes. I remember I play a gameplay called Butterfly, where you have a set collection, you move a pawn at the center of the board, you try to collect what you like, but every time you move, you set your opponent for a good move. And that's the same feeling. I hope there's a little bit more game compared to Butterfly in friendly fishing. And then we have, I think, the second most anticipated game for me from GenCon is Thunder Road Ignition. You see here, there's really not much to talk about. What I read and understood, this is essentially a standalone Thunder Road Vendetta for those who cannot afford the big grand box of Thunder Road Vendetta, or they're looking for a small compact version of it. And I'm for it. I want to try Thunder Road Vendetta. The honestly, the price, the price, and I'm not sure how much I'm gonna like that wackiness. That's why I didn't have the opportunity to play. Nobody in my group has it, and anytime I saw it on the marketplace, the price was too high that I didn't feel comfortable pulling the trigger. So I hope this allows people like me who are not but limited budget and having a fantastic experience and a fantastic racing game. So Thunder Road Ignition. So sorry, there's no Thunder Road Vendetta. I said Thunder Road Vendetta, but Thunder Road Ignition. There's no Vendetta here. And finally, we have the most anticipated game from GenCon is Trick to the Future. This is a re-implementation from Twinkle Starship. You see, Twinkle Starship. This is a trick-taking game, an Asian or Japanese trick-taking game, where you play a classic trick-taking game. But the twist here, you see, you have this number here, but you can modify your numbers by using these sticks over here. So you can increase or decrease the number of values, and the number of sticks that you collect or you're left at the game, it tells you how many tricks you need to win or something like that. So very fascinating. I think this is going to be a brain burner. I was not able to get the hands on Twig Starship. No, it's an import, difficult to find. Now we have Gamehead bringing back the Trick to the Future. I get the name, I don't love it, but the theme looks so fascinating. Definitely something that I'm gonna seek out. This is Trick to the Future. And what are your most anticipated games from Gen Con 2026? Probably the time that I released this game. Many other games have been announced. Well, in the comments below. And if you've ended so far, I want to thank you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. You know the drill. This is not your first YouTube video, am I right? Thank you very much, and see you next time. Ciao.